or thumbs down, Diana? All right. Do we have the speaker yet?
Yep, he just popped on, and Wilborn is also on through his phone, I believe.
Okay, I got it. So it's 10 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We have a single item agenda, and it's really an extension of the conversation we had in the last LCC meeting, focused on, what it is that the state can or should do around some of the announced overreaches that we're anticipating. Lots of energy in the constituent base. I would say, I want to make sure it's clear. This meeting obviously not in response to anything some of our individuals members have done or are doing, right? It's but I understand where we have some new members that are energetic and they need to understand. And I think there's a little bit of lack of understanding the process just for kind of this public comments. We, even if there were a special session, what we would do is we would have committee meeting hearings, right? And so it's a little bit cart and the horse. So this motion we're going to put out today is really meant to start action on what that is and have these meetings. Otherwise, we're costing taxpayers $65,000 a day to be in session for a committee to meet, and everybody else sitting around waiting for the same result. So with that, I actually had I'm gonna go ahead and just make a motion for authorization, and then we'll go ahead and have discussion around all that from everybody. So, but the motion would be, I move that we establish the special committee on government overreach and the impact of COVID-19 mandates to meet up to 5 days. She'll have 11 members, 5 from the Senate, 6 from the House, to be appointed by the president and the speaker. The chair and the vice chair shall also be determined by the president and speaker, and the scope of the committee shall be established by the president and the speaker. So that would be the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Speaker Reichman. So committee discussion. Speaker Reichman.
Thank you, Senate President. I think as a continuation of the meeting we had last week, talking about what we can do. Like, everybody wants to help our citizens right now. We want to make sure that that we do everything possible for our citizens of this state, and make sure that these mandates, overreaching mandates, can be handled lawfully. So I like this approach. Again, it's not going to cost $65,000 a day to come up with a solution. And as we're reaching out, as we're reaching out to other states, even states with Republican governors, and ask them, what are you guys doing? We want to see if we can do the same type of thing. The letter we sent out last week to our federal delegation, asked them, what are they doing? What are other states doing? What we do? I think your words last week about working in collaboration are ring true today. And so I'm excited for this group. Unfortunately, they have to get to work, but get to work to find out what we can do to protect our citizens.
Thank you. Yeah, and I also think it's important that, we instructed our staff, legislative staff last meeting, to start digging into these, what can be done. I think it's most appropriate to have that done in this committee format, where it's just open and transparent to the public, and we can take public comment, public testimony, and really, this is the ball that would roll, and we can have it rolling faster than going through a special session process before we know what that needs to be and save us money. Is there any other comment on the motion? I see, Dinah, I see your lips moving. I still can't hear you. So I don't know what to do with that. But other than anybody else, Representative Finch, is that your finger going up?
Thank you, Mr. President. I understand we'll do this committee process if this vote passes, but I wonder if there aren't some suggestions that may be more short-term, for example, limiting funds over which the LCC or the Legislative Budget Committee may have control from being used to enforce the mandates. The Spark Committee perhaps making sure that those monies don't go to enforce mandates from the federal government. Perhaps offering assistance of legislative staff to assist the Attorney General's office in preparing a legal challenge to executive orders. Those things are maybe more short-term that our staff could still advise the LCC on. I want to make sure the scope, whatever it is that the president and the speaker agree to, maybe still allow for us to take some action at the LCC level if that needs to be done in a shorter time frame than than the 5 days that the committee might be meeting over the next month or so.
Yeah, I appreciate those comments, and nothing in this motion would preclude us from acting as an LCC. Those are good comments. We should look at that. Anything further? I can't see.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I got you. Senator Sykes.
I can work around. I know you try to silence me, but I found a way.
I know. You know better than that.
No. You know, I guess my concern with this committee, you know, what are our solutions? You know, I see federally, you know, it's vaccines or testing regularly. We've had 6,000 deaths in Kansas because of COVID. And, you know, I just don't want this committee to politicize this anymore. And I mean, we need to have solutions. How do we get out of this and stop having a political debate on this? But how do we actually protect Kansas, keep our economy growing? You know, that's what we need. And I want solutions and not just a time that we can fight against Democrats and Republicans. So that's really my concern.
Appreciate that. I mean, sad news is I don't think we can make it more political than the Biden administration has made it. So I'm with you on solutions. So,
well,
any further comment?
Representative Sawyer,
Representative Sawyer.
yeah, if we're looking for solutions, maybe we should broaden the scope of this a little bit to include steps the state should be taking to encourage people to get, you know, to follow CDC guidelines or get vaccinated, or whatever we can do to help protect people so they don't die from this disease anymore. I mean, I don't think we should just look at just what the federal government's doing and respond to that. I think we ought to be looking at maybe things we can be doing to help, like I said, help our people. We'll help our people from getting the disease and getting sick.
Yeah, duly noted. I think it does need to be broader than just looking at the federal government. I mean, there's local government aspect as well, and your comments as well. Any other comments from the membership?
This is Rick Wilburn. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Senator Wilburn.
The only thing I would like to say, we need to check the federal government pretty hard and stop them. It's just completely out of control. They're loose. And so, yes, we need to find solutions, but we need to put a check mark on the federal government and let them know where we stand.
Further comment? Majority Leader, did I see your mic come on?
Yeah.
Senator Alley?
Yes. One of the things that we got to make sure we do is make sure our healthcare workers can go back to work and be in the hospitals and man those beds, because right now that's where our problem is. Half of our problem is that the people aren't able to go back to work. So we want to make sure our nurses and our doctors can get back to work, and that's what this is all about.
Further comment? I think the only member I haven't heard from is Representative Hawkins. Do you have any comments, Dan?
I think everybody has said everything that could be said.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. Every member's contributed. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no, or high sign me down. Seeing none, motion passes. Committee, that was the extent of our agenda today. Thank you for taking the time on a Monday morning. We are adjourned.